Different type of Ben Garcia show going on. Things are going to move very rapidly. I want to give you guys 10 to 12 minutes on Mike Budenholzer being fired from the Phoenix Suns. Later tonight, I want to be able to go do a show with my guy Brendan Clean and give really clear details. We'll get more of the minutia of what happened, dive deeper into it. So if you want more of that later tonight, Locked On Phoenix Suns, me and Brendan Clean, my co-host, we'll dive deeper into that. There's an Athletic article that'll be out in a little bit that will talk more about the Suns front office moves, Mike Budenholzer being fired. But just while the emotions are still fresh in my heart, I want to go ahead and talk about all of the Mike Budenholzer stuff for about 10 to 12 minutes. I think that's fair to be able to give to you guys. Mike Budenholzer fired from the Phoenix Suns after just one season. Are you surprised? My natural reaction would be probably not. The Suns team has been dead on arrival since about, late November? So it is pretty crazy to know that the Suns are going to go through Monty Williams, and then it's Frank Vogel, and then it's Mike Budenholzer, and now it'll be a fourth head coach in 4 years. That is dysfunctional. That is what you don't want your team to look like. Some of the connections that are already being made to the Phoenix Suns are wild. And, most of the time on these shows, I like to be able to plan things out, but things are just coming quickly and very swiftly, and it's just how it's going to be on today's show. Well, today's brief Benstant reaction. So I appreciate you guys being here doing that with me. Budenholzer being fired is not surprising, and it shouldn't be to you. But really the only thing that I want to get out in this quick 10 to 12 minute reaction of Budenholzer being fired from the Phoenix Suns is this. I do think Devin Booker's comments on Friday had some to do with the fact why the Suns are moving kind of swiftly. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, here's what Booker said against the Spurs, or after the Spurs game on Fan Appreciation.
In front of those fans that I just spoke about, it took a real Suns fan to be in there tonight and still cheer with pride. And, it's something I don't take lightly. They've always showed love to me. So, I pay the respects to the person, either it was their first time or maybe their last time ever seeing me play.
For those of you that weren't here this morning, I played that as well, dissecting Devin Booker's comments. For those of you that are not sure, the Ben Garcia show is live every morning at 7 a.m. But those comments I thought were very slightly alarming to the Phoenix Suns organization. I think that was Devin Booker saying, I'm here till I'm not here. So move quickly. And so Matt Ishbia having a quick trigger finger to this, it didn't lollygag like it did with Monty Williams, and that it did way longer than it should for Frank Vogel. And just to be clear, I advocated for Frank Vogel on the airwaves to continue being the Phoenix Suns head coach. Now, when they got Mike Budenholzer, I did change my tune a little bit. But the thing is, nothing is going to change until smart front office minds are making the decisions. I really do like Matt Ishbia. I think he's a really good businessman, and I think he's going to be a hell of an owner for the Phoenix Suns for years to come. Some of you don't remember Sarver. I would take Ishbia over this all day long. But Ishbia's Achilles heel has been he has not been allowing basketball minds to be making basketball decisions. It's been a lot of Ishbia pushing over the trade for Kevin Durant, Mark Barlstein and Josh Barlstein making the connections, and Bradley Beal coming to Phoenix. For those of you that don't know, Bradley Beal's agent is the dad of the Suns CEO in Josh Barlstein. That stuff can't happen. No more mom and pop shop for the Phoenix Suns. If I'm the Phoenix Suns, it's got to be a complete retool of everyone. And James Jones could get let go. He can't be fired. He would just have to be a mutual parting of ways. The guy's contract is up. That could happen any minute now. But part of what I've been preaching is the Suns have to get rid of everyone. Because it's been way too toxic for this Suns season just to have anyone remain. The stench of this season has to be gone. So just changing Mike Budenholzer for changing Mike Budenholzer's case at the head coaching position, just firing the head coach to fire the head coach is not going to do anything. I am virtually going to do the same rant that I did when I was trying to prevent Frank Vogel from being fired a year ago, which at the end of the day I did end up being right about. And that's this. Just changing the head coach to change the head coach makes you feel better. But the amount of times the Phoenix Suns have changed the head coach at this point is a little asinine. And it's a little embarrassing. And so changing the head coach just to change the head coach to make you feel better isn't going to change anything. What's going to change this team is allowing basketball minds to be making basketball decisions. No more Matt Ishbia, mom and pop shop running it, Michael Bidwell style, and allowing Josh Barlstein to be in the front office and be the CEO and make connections to guys like Bradley Beal. No more of that. No more allowing James Jones to go unscathed largely for what has been the Phoenix Suns seasons over the past couple of years. Mike Budenholzer is the first one to get the axe. Everyone needs to pay the price for the Phoenix Suns' shortcomings this season. Nothing will change until basketball minds are making basketball decisions. No more mom and pop shop running it. And at this point, Mike Budenholzer getting the axe, I believe, is a little bit of a response to Devin Booker's comments on Friday, him basically saying it could be the first or last time someone's seeing him play. He didn't say in Phoenix, he didn't say anything more than that. But I do think Booker is calculated enough to know how to send subtle messages to the front office. I don't think this is him saying he wants out of Phoenix or he'll be gone from Phoenix, but him saying, hey, let's move this thing a little swiftly. Let's get Mike Budenholzer out. Let's get James Jones out. Move Josh Barlstein or don't. I have my own gripes against Josh Barlstein, but it's mostly just because he's a Nepo baby, and I dislike when people get positions just because their daddy runs a very successful agency. But everyone's got to go. Coaching staff, GM, front office, everyone's got to go. It was such a disastrous season for just one guy's head to roll. And I believe they will. I will continue to sing the praises of James Jones. I will continue to sing the praises of Matt Ishbia and his future as the Phoenix Suns owner/governor. I do think he's going to do good things with this Suns team. However, you got to get real basketball people to make decisions. I don't know if that's a Dave Griffin. I don't know if that's a Bob Myers. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's going out and finding your own young, up-and-coming head coach. But what it can't be is what we rolled out this year. And changing the head coach just to change the head coach to make you feel better is not going to change anything. We can keep on playing musical chairs of head coaches every single day, every single year. But what's clear is this order of operations is not working. And also what Matt Ishbia needs to do is not just go after the first big fish head coach that you can go after. That isn't going to work either. What this team's got to do is make real changes internally. Mike Budenholzer is gone. But no more of this, we're just going to roll the ball out there and be awesome. There needs to be a culture. There needs to establish real chemistry, and the correct deals need to be made, whether it's in free agency or a trade. What the Suns have been doing has been trying to microwave success. And have you ever had a microwave meal? Even the day after a really good meal, you heating it up, it's still not very good. It's lesser than other teams that put it in the oven, let it bake for a while, put it in the crock pot, let it bake for a while. What this team is doing now is microwave success, and it's not working. So firing the head coach just to fire the head coach to make everyone feel better, get their pound of flesh, I'm here to tell you, it ain't changing anything until basketball decisions are made by basketball people who have been in this league for a really long time and have basketball minds. microwave success that Matt Ishbia has been trying to cook up over the past couple of seasons is not working, and he's going to learn a harsh lesson in reality, or a harsh lesson that it's just not working. So, it's bad, man. It's all bad. I don't know how far I can get excited about this until I can see what the Phoenix Suns are going to do with a new head coach. Because right now, this is not working. And I'm sorry to explain it to you. It ain't me, it's you. You are the problem. You got to look yourself in the mirror if you're Mike Budenholzer. I'm sorry, you got to look yourself in the mirror if you're Matt Ishbia. And it's time to make everyone go. And it's time to write some massive checks to Bob Myers, whoever it is, Bob Myers or James or Dave Griffin. But what it is clear right now is this is not working. And so I want to make it clear. I am pro Mike Budenholzer I am pro fire Mike Budenholzer because of association to this season, which has been horrendous. However, what I also don't want to do is just blame one guy. Because Budenholzer, I think on his own, could work somewhere else. Although this is probably the last stop for him. It ended pretty abruptly here. I don't know anyone else that would just hire him. But, I mean, I think it's very clear what the Suns need to do. They got to move on, and they got to find something new. And I'm not just pro-fire Mike Budenholzer. I'm pro-fire everyone. I'm pro-fire the system. I'm pro-bring in something new. And the next head coach that is here cannot be here for one season. I said this last year. Hell, I mean, I might have even said this the year before, Frank Vogel. You get one mulligan. Awesome. You have now used up 2 mulligans. Don't make it a third one. Go get the right guy to figure it out because this is bad. And I know people love to compare this team to, I don't know, the 2021 team. But it's not the same anymore, guys. The Suns needed to make change back then, and they screwed it up. Now it's up to them to make things right. And Budenholzer getting the stanky boot, great. Who's next? That's my question. Who's the next guy on the chopping block? Because James Jones, by association, should go. Barlstein, although I don't think is making all the crazy basketball decisions like some people on social media think, he's still got to go. Ishbia needs to be willing to open up the checkbook and go get real basketball minds to help figure out this mess. Whether it's a Dave Griffin, whether it's a Bob Myers, I don't know. Whether it's going and finding the young hotshot head coach that would come and take on this disaster. What is clear is this is not working. And at some point, you have to look in the mirror. And I hope Ishbia, when he addresses the media, I'm sure in a couple of days here, I would pray that he doesn't go up there and say we're in a good position and lie to all of us once again. I have got a very long leash for Ishbia. I think he's going to be a great owner here. But what's clear is he's got new owner syndrome and just trying to microwave success. And if I haven't made it very clear enough, that is not working. It's time to start putting things in the oven, putting things in the crock pot, letting this slow cook for a while. Budenholzer out. Who knows who's next? News is coming out like a fire hose this morning, and it's going to continue to do so.